Saturday. Whew, all right. Last day of this media interview thing. So, woohoo, I'm happy about that. It's been a long 2 weeks. Okay, so today I wanted to very quickly, because this thing starts at 10 and I'm going to be late for a few minutes, but that's okay. Because I just wanted to get this in before we started. Um, Today, I want to talk just briefly, and I'll get into this more another time, about what are some of the issues with sexual harassment training. So, I'm sure you have seen. I'm sure if you work at a company, you've had to go through these. I know when I worked at Skadden, we had to take one every year. We had to do sexual harassment training every year, and I think part of the funny thing is not so funny, but sexual harassment training, even that term, right, sounds like you're training somebody how to get away with sexually harassing someone, which is kind of crazy, right? But what they have found in studies is that the sexual harassment training that goes on in companies, they've done studies on it, and apparently, and discrimination, I should also add discrimination training, it actually doesn't help. This is a very strange thing. So they have done a lot of follow-up studies on this because they've been doing this for years, and they found that it actually seems to make it worse or make people feel that the issue is worse, at least when they've done surveys and studies afterwards, after doing these trainings. So, what is wrong with that? What is going on? It's kind of a crazy thing that the thing that we are being told to do, that companies are being made to do, actually seems to make the problem worse. Why is that? I think it's because they do not understand and are not, sorry, my hair is blowing over the place. They don't understand what is going on, and they don't understand the core principles that uh, make this kind of behavior, that can actually stop or prevent this kind of behavior, because it's coming from core false ideas. People have subconscious false ideas, and if you're not if you're not addressing those false ideas and you're just addressing the outward behavior, then you're not going to be able to change that behavior, because people will go back to the original. They'll just look like, I remember watching these sexual harassment training videos when I worked at a big law firm. And I was like, well, I don't get it. Like, that doesn't seem like sexual harassment. What is that? Like, some stuff was really obvious. Some stuff I just didn't get. I wasn't sure like what they were trying to get at with their examples. Um, and the crazy thing is talking to other people who have, been through those trainings or have studied kind of the parameters around what is sexual harassment in those trainings. Even they tell me that um, it can it can give you the tips to know how to get away with it or how to get around it, which is crazy. But that's what happens when you're only addressing the outward displays of the outward actions, right? Instead of addressing the inward principles and the false ideas. So, how is what I teach here with I O Me, how is that different? It's different because it addresses the inward principles, the core false ideas that sexual harassment stems from. It's not just addressing okay, don't do this, don't touch a woman here, don't say that, right? It's addressing where um, these core beliefs that people have, which allows them to sexually harass, or which makes them think it's okay to say these different types of things. What are those core beliefs that people have that are false, that is generating that behavior? That's the real question we should be asking, and that's what we need to address. And the framework addresses this, right? Because it addresses this, what is a good, correct, healthy value exchange versus what is, um, somebody taking value from somebody else or pressuring someone into giving value to them, right? It's a whole different way to look at it. When you understand the core principles accurately, that changes the behavior on its own without having to say, like, well, you can't say this and you can say that, but not that. And you can touch a person on their elbow, but not on their shoulder. And, like just all these different types of like things that they're trying to legislate exact details of stuff, but without really getting to the principles. So that is what is going on. And I just wanted to bring that up. And now I got to go because I got to do this next. I got to do the media interview. But I thought that this was a great concept to explain to people. So I hope that's helpful and we can dig into it more on another live.